Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome. If it is your second or third time here, welcome back. So my name is Kai. I am an artist, if you don't know, and I really just like to dibble and dabble in a lot of creative things. So I have been working with resin for maybe 5 or 6 years, but most of my projects have been very small, and of course I don't have any of those projects on the table right now. As you can see, it is a mess. Yes, this is not the way that you're supposed to work, but being that this is my first resin tutorial, not a tutorial, I'm not a professional, but I'm just going to show you guys how I work. The table normally isn't this messy, but I didn't want to do anything off of camera so that you could see just the entire process. Some of this video I will probably speed up because I know how boring it can be to just watch somebody do something over and over and over again. So we'll get started. So today is an exciting day. Anytime that you work with resin, you either love it or you hate it. And I, for one, I love resin. So I have a container that I used for resin with my last project. It is just a 14.25 cup, 114 fluid ounce container. This is not one that I would suggest, only because it does not have it has rounded walls, so that could be an issue, but it works perfectly fine. I did not clean the resin out from the last time that I used it, so it is resin dirty, but once the resin dries, like it did on a spot on my floor, you can just reuse it. So I have that to mix my part A and part B. I have a garbage bag, just the cheapest garbage bag I could find. I'm going to lay that on my surface. And then I have, what is this? It is a 9-inch cake pan. So I'm going to use this for the first pour. And because I knew that this one was going to come out so good, and I just like, you never know how your art is going to come out. Let me just say that. But I just like the roundness and the siliconeness of it, and that I could embed in this and it would give me a nice round project. So I went ahead and I ordered two more. So I will be pouring all of those. I will probably do 2 separate videos. The first video, am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. The first video will be just this one, and the second video will be the other 2, and tomorrow we will unveil what we came up with. So I am semi-prepared. I have some rocks, and I'm going to zoom in on all of this stuff because looking at the camera, I look like I'm pretty far away. So I have just some black rocks that I got from the aquarium shop. You get really good rocks from the aquarium shop. And then several years ago, I had a small business where I made jewelry. Go figure, I really do like to create. So I had all of these wooden pieces made, and some acrylic pieces. So I know that I can do something funky with these. May not do it in this video, but if you guys want to see me embed these or do something funky in resin with these, just leave a comment and let me know. So that's really all. I have my resin. Oh, don't fall over, rocks, please. Okay. I have my resin. I will do a completely separate video talking about how to choose a resin, which resin to choose. There are so many options when it comes to resin. It can be like mind-boggling. Everybody uses what they're comfortable with, what has worked for them in the past. So for me, I would say the last 3 years or so, I've been using Famo wood glaze coat from Home Depot. I actually got this from Amazon, and it is 16 fluid ounces, so it's not a gallon. You know, I can't pour it like you know, a really, really deep pour, which, by the way, I'm getting ready to get into. I have so many ideas on deep pours that I want to do. So I already have my wood for my larger resin base. And if you're looking at this, this is a painting that I did a couple of months ago, and I resined it, and it did not resin as well as I would have hoped because there are spots that did not get resin. So I would have to sand this down and do it again. So for now, I'm just going to use it as a work surface. So I like to have one side of my table with all of the things that I need. So I actually have two paintings right here. Oh no, that's the base. I told y'all I'm going to show you from the beginning, which is cleaning up my workstation. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay, so now I can have, and these tiles, I got these wood pieces from Home Depot. They are 100% free, and they come in handy to stack things, you know, to level out things. So those really come in handy, but I don't need those right now, so we'll put them over there. So I'll put my resin on this side. I have some aluminum foil, y'all, and I'm thinking in one of these videos that I'm going to do something a little weird. I like to use unconventional materials sometimes and see what I can come up with. So with the aluminum foil, I'm going to crunch it up, and then I'm going to paint it, and then I'm going to cut out a circle and embed that. So one of these three will have that. So I will put that over there. I also have my gloves. Do I have gloves? Yeah. I also have my gloves. I am allergic to latex, so I use vinyl. I need a table like right here. So these are my gloves, and I have two. And I'll be right back because I actually have to go and I ordered some new measuring cups. Even though I have this is my final to pour in. And then, once again, free Home Depot stir sticks for paint. So you get these in the paint department. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go and get my new boxes, and not boxes, my new, what are those things called? I'll be right back. This is a box that I got from Amazon a few days ago, and it is some new measuring cups. With this particular, this is not my measuring cups. These are my pills. Oh, darn it. Well, so much for that. That's what happens. It doesn't say where it's from. Oh, okay. It's all right. It's all right. I just need to go and get, I need to go and get some cups. Be right back. Today, though, let's get to what we're doing today. And then I'll do a Amazon what I bought tour. So today we are going to be embedding this flower, and behind the flower we are doing some rocks. And I'll zoom in on all of this. My camera is too far. My camera is too far for me to press the button and like zoom in as I'm showing. So I'll do a close-up of all of this stuff for you. Home Depot. Love Home Depot. Not Home Depot. Hobby Lobby. Love Home Depot too, but I got these from Hobby Lobby. And then I also got some blue ones. So we are going to play around. Oh, and then I got that pretty flower as well. So those are just a few items that I have that I like to embed. And then I have things like these, and these are, it's diamond. Okay, so have these, which are blue glass deco stones from Home Depot, Hobby Lobby, and I also have them in this pretty rose gold color. These were $2.99 a piece, but I try to catch them on sale, but for $3, this is a lot. It's a lot of rocks. So And then I have this beautiful flower. And I don't know if this is silk, but it feels, well, it feels like rubber, but this was $4.99. And I'm going to embed that today. So that's that. Ooh. And then I also have this one, which I wasn't even looking for it, but I found it. And this cost me $1.99. This was in the baby decoration aisle at Hobby Lobby. And then I'll do a close-up of those for you. And then those. Alright, oh, and this I got also from Hobby Lobby. And these are just diamond confetti. So I may incorporate those as well. So we will go ahead and get started. So the first thing is first. I'm not even going to open the things that need to be opened. Also, you need paper towels to be able to clean up. So, and just a clean work surface. Like my work surface is just not what it needs to be. I've been planning on making this video for a couple of days now, and today was the day. I was like, no, today you're gonna do it. Oh, I also have these, and that's why I say never get rid of let me move up. Never get rid of things that you have. I had cleaned my studio out a couple of months ago, and I got rid of a lot of stuff. And now that I'm back into working with resin and creating with resin, I think that's what I just said, I realized that I'm glad I didn't give away everything or sell everything, because I have things like this, you know, which are just beads, but how awesome are those to embed into my resin project. So I have those, and then I have those. So they may be a part of this project as well, but I definitely wanted to show you. So I take my garbage bag, and this is one that does not have a tie. Being that this is a project that I don't think I need to open it, but sometimes you'll be working on a project and you'll need to have a larger work surface. So I just cover the work surface with the garbage bag, and that does make me feel like I have a little bit more room. And then I just lay out what it is that I'm working with, and you guys can't see that. Let me let me zoom back out. Alright, that should be good right there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. You can't see me, but that's totally okay. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, some of this I will speed up. I would suggest opening all of your products, and that is the cake pan that I'll be using, the brand and everything. And I'll link this in the description below, so that if these are the cake pans that you want, you'll have a link directly to them to make life easier. Let me take it out. And, all right. So the napkins come in handy. I should have some alcohol in here, but the paper towels, I said napkins, but the paper towels come in handy, because you always want to clean your surface prior to pouring, because with resin, any kind of dust, any kind of dust that is in it or on your surface, it will come out in your mold, and we don't want that. Okay, so we have that cleaned. And now we have our resin. I also, you're supposed to pour in 70 degrees or hotter 78 degrees or hotter. I had my air on 70. I wonder if that's weird that y'all can only see my mouth. That looks weird to me. Gonna change that. Bring it down a little bit. All right. Okay. Oop. I guess I could have paused that, but this is real life. Let's see. Okay, yeah. All right. So, you want it warm in your house. So I normally keep my house at 75 to 78. So right before I started this project, I went and turned the air down. So if you guys see me start sweating, that's why. Guys and gals, mainly gals, but y'all, everybody, y'all. So this resin is poured by volume. That means that I don't have to have a scale. All I have to do is pour equally into both cups, part A and part B. And then we stir and stir and stir. So I do have my phone, something always falls. I do have my phone so that I can put a timer on so that I do mix for the full 6 seconds, and I will most certainly speed that part up for you guys because nobody wants to sit here and just watch me stir. Okay, so we will start the timer as soon as we pour. Okay, so you have a part A, you have a part B, depending on the type of resin that you choose. Oh, my gloves. Safety first. Depending on what kind of resin you choose, some of them are 1-to-1, 1 part A to 1 part B. These are tight. Are these a small? Are these gloves a small? Did I get a one size fits most? That makes me feel some type of way. Like I'm most. I don't have extraordinarily big hands, but these are tight. Okay, let me stretch them out. Yeah, so you have resins that are 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 5-to-1. So you just want to keep that in mind because a lot of resins, or most resins, will not operate the way that they're supposed to as far as the chemical reaction that hardens the resin if they're not mixed correctly. And of course, this does not want to open. So we'll take some scissors. And that's why you wear the gloves, because you just don't know from the beginning if you're going to have to come in contact with the resin. I have very, very sensitive skin. So resin can cause an allergic reaction if you're not careful. So that's why I wear gloves, and I mean, it is a chemical. So, all right, so we have A open, and now we are going to open B, and I can feel it getting hot. I can feel it getting warm in here, and I like literally just turned the air to 78, but it's a little warm, so y'all will definitely see some sweat popping out from on my forehead. Okay, so we have that almost open. If these gloves weren't so darn tight, I could peel this a lot easier. Okay, speed up. Okay. All right, so we have our B. So I am just going to stir this. Oh, this stick is so big. This is a big stick. And I know I have some, oh, but I don't stir it in here. I stir it in the big one. Duh. I forgot. I stirred in this. I just measured in these. Okay, so I think I'm going to pour it to this very top line. That will give me, and I normally have a pin somewhere, that normally gives me the most, but not like a whole lot. And actually, okay. Just a little bit over the line. All right. And then I close it and just put it out of the way. So 1 cup was I still have enough for maybe 2 projects, just depending on how big. All right. Another thing that I normally have is a garbage can. Definitely comes in handy. But I don't have one today. Okay, so I take this, part A, part B, don't know which is which, really does not matter, because they are going to be mixed together for 6 minutes. I am going to have to turn the air back up. And we will just have to operate under different conditions than 78, because it is hot, and when you do art, you want to be comfortable. All right, so I'm just putting those on plastic. I'm going to turn the air back up because this is not gonna work. Alright, so I turned that to 76 from 78. And now I start my timer on my phone. Timer. And this has to be stirred for 6 minutes, which is really a long time. 6 minutes. And we start. Down because I was hot, but that's okay. I've poured resin in 75, 76 temperatures, and it hasn't been a problem. You can also do a hot bath for the resin. Just put it in, you know, a tub of hot water and let it rise in temperature that way as well. So I just scrape the bottoms, I scrape the sides. This stick is huge, so it comes in handy, but especially with my container being so deep and narrow. That's what this is. It's deep and narrow. The deep part is good because if I had to pour a lot of resin, I'd have room, but the narrow part is the part that's not so good. And we stir. We've been stirring for, oh, we only have 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Woohoo! That is the worst part about resin, besides its temperament. You have to stir. So normally if I wasn't filming, I would have music blasting. So it, you know, I'd be doing something else instead of just sitting here watching myself stir. But I'm going to speed this up outside of when I'm talking, so. All right, 1 minute, 56 seconds. That time went by fast, though. I am so excited. Do 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 do, just can't hide it. Do 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 do. I know. I love pouring resin. Do do. That. Don't know where that song just came from, but that is how I feel. I love being able to take something that is in my mind or something that has inspired me on the internet and just make it. I mean, there's no other joy. Well, there's other joys, but that's up there. That's like my top 5. All right, we're down to 1 minute. Let me show y'all. Well, can't show y'all, but I'm still hot. If you can tell, I'm still sweating. Yep, still sweating. Still sweating. Still sweating. 33 seconds, yes. Go, 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 go. You can do it. I'm going to hire, when I come into a lot of money, I'm going to hire a personal resin stirrer. And their sole job is going to be to stir my resin. Just stir. That's all I need. That's all I need you to do. Just stir. Come and get your check. And that would be like the best job ever. All I have to do is stir resin. That's all. That's all I need you for. Just stir my resin. Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, it's telling me we're counting down. 8, 9. Oh, it's over. Restart. Dismiss. Okay. All right. So the resin is nice and clear. Let's see if I can. Well, you can't see it. You'll see it when I pour it. Okay, so now we move this over and I'm going to zoom in, find the easiest. All right, we have a better view. Let's make sure. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, so we have our resin mixed, and this first one, I haven't had a chance to cut this flower, so let me go ahead and do that. Just cut that off, and I'm going to snip it right at the base if it will allow for me to. Okay, I had to cut through. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was pretty easy. All right, so there's the flower, and that's the back of it. All right, so when you go to pour, remember that the bottom is going to be your top when you pop it out, not the top being the bottom. So you turn, like if this flower, if I wanted it to face me, I would put it there and then pour. So that is what we're going to do. I think I'm going to mix some of these in with it. So I will open these, and then I also have some black ones. Don't think I'm going to use the black ones for this one. Alright, so I have these. So what I like to do is I like to pour a little bit of resin at the bottom, just so that it gives it something to grasp onto. Where's my napkin? Here it is. Alright, and then put that back over there, and then just put it around so that whatever I put in first will have something to grasp onto. Now the one thing I don't have in here with me is fire, which is going to be a problem because I will have to torch to get my bubbles out. So I'll have to get up again, but next time I will be more prepared. Alright, you can also use alcohol, and I thought I had a alcohol spray, but you want to make sure that if you do this first layer just to get things started, that the entire surface is covered. Okay. Alright, so we have that. I am not going to torch this layer because I don't have my fire. I could use a lighter. I'll be right back. Just pop them like that. And then I see some on the side. Okay. And this is a way that you can do it as well. Fire, alcohol. If I had a spray bottle with alcohol, that would definitely work as well. Okay, so we have our first layer. So with the first layer, I am just going to take these rocks and just put them around the side. And there is no real plan for this. I just have ideas sometimes and I'm like, well, it's going to drive me crazy if I don't actually try the idea. So around and around. And they'll sink down. They'll kind of go where they want to go. And doing this from the bag might not be the best idea. Because I could get like a whole big glob that falls, or a whole big bunch that falls. But that's okay. Because one thing that I want to tell y'all, every project does not, I mean does not come out like you have expected for it to. It just doesn't. Like you put your effort in, you do everything right, and sometimes it still just does not. Alright, so I'm going to take the flour, and because the bottom is going to be my front, I am just going to lay the flour in there. Okay. Alright. Now, I am going to pour resin on top of all of this, and then I'm going to add more rocks. So I'm just going to go around and pour directly over the flour, and this will probably take the rest of this resin. So one thing that I do realize very, very quickly is that my flour is bigger than, my flour is bigger than the resin that I poured. So I will have a flour sticking out of, I will have a part of a flour sticking out of the back of this, but I'm okay with that. So this time I am just going to take some rocks in my hand so that I can control them a little bit more. And just put those in. So this is going to be interesting because the flour is not going to be completely embedded. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I'm excited to see. And just put the rocks, more rocks, and they just sink because I already have the rose color on the bottom. They won't sink in front of those, so that is definitely a good thing. And we just add as many rocks as we want to. Uh-oh. I think some of my rocks may have moved. Oh, it's always the ones that you record for YouTube that you're like, uh-oh. No, it's not. It's just in general. So I think I am just going to add rocks to the back of it because they will stick because of the resin. So I think that'll be. I definitely want to cover that little part in the middle. And we have just enough to get in there. So this will be interesting. This is my first time embedding a flower, even though it's silk. So I am excited to see how it comes out tomorrow. Alright, so we have that covered, and then the other rocks, I'm just, even though they'll stick, I'm just putting a little bit more on top of the flower, being that I now realize that it's not going to be embedded, which is okay because the next one that I do will be flat objects. I should have measured it, that's all. Things happen. Things happen, people. Okay. All right. So there are some bubbles. I don't think I'm going to put any glitter in here, but I may put a third, what are these? Gold. I may put a third color on the back, just a couple of gold, just to give it a little something extra. And these are just gold beads that I got from Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Amazon. These I think were Hobby Lobby, and they're just called bronze. This may be really nice on this side. You're like, oh, what is that? Interesting. All right. Okay, so as you can see, this is what we are working with. I can't really move it, but my table is level. Okay, so we are going to move on. I just need to find a resting place for this and something to cover it with, but I think I found something. And I'm going to check this in